What about the deputies that had to open fire on him? They go on administrative leave now? How does that work?
Yeah, they will be on a short administrative leave as we conduct our investigation. We've gone through the protocol that is necessary to protect the DNA evidence and to also make sure that those deputies are you know, prepared to go back to work before they're.
How many deputies, Mike?
I'm not sure the exact number. I know one of our deputies yesterday morning who returned fire is off at this point. I think in total, you're probably looking at somewhere between 5 and 6 law enforcement officers that were in that exchange of gunfire this morning. Yes.
Overnight, you had obviously the SWAT teams. Was that a combination of the Humboldt and the other county that came up with the Bearcat? And
yes.
Also, did the if it had continued, would you had different agencies come in to replace them?
Right. That's a great question. So when you're looking at a long-term incident like this, you have to prepare for the event that this could become a days type operation. So you have to plan for those operational periods. So our plan was to maintain the scene with our Humboldt County SWAT team and the Mendocino County SWAT team, and then this morning at 8 o'clock, Pelican Bay was sending their team down to relieve our people. We would still maintain command of the incident, but we utilize their TAC team until our teams had a chance to rest and be able to come back into the field. So they probably would have stayed till sometime this evening. So obviously we called their team off at this point.
And the Bearcat, when it came up from Mendocino, how many people did they remove from the apartment complex in total?
I don't have the exact total, but just based upon loosely what my understanding is, I would say anywhere from 10 to 12. Does that sound fair to those? Yeah.
And some of the people came out.
And some of them were needed to be. They were confined to one individual was confined to a wheelchair, I believe, and some of them had different health issues that made them move slower, that type of thing. So that Bearcat came in handy to enable to shield them as we got them out of there.
When's the last time you've had an incident where you needed the Bearcat to come up?
We had one in Shelter Cove about 1.5 years ago where deputies were fired upon. In fact, that's the incident where one of my deputies actually shot. His vest contained the bullet and he survived. But it was probably maybe 2 years ago that we utilized the Bearcat. And we have a good agreement with Sheriff Allman. I can't thank him enough for his willingness to send that up. We share a lot of things across county lines, so it's a good relationship.
Is that kind of hard though, having to wait 2.5 hours for it to arrive to a scene like this?
Well, yeah, I mean, it obviously there's a lag time. I'm actually surprised how quickly they got up here. Actually, their SWAT team members were flown up by a CAL FIRE helicopter, so they were on scene much quicker. And kudos to Sheriff Allman. He told me, I have to have a vehicle escort the Bearcat up, and he did that himself.
Is there any surveillance video of the shooting itself, the incident that happened late in the morning, anything that you guys are looking at as far as surveillance video?
Do you have any answer on that?
There is social media that may have picked up on some video, and we are in the process of obtaining that video.
Would you be releasing that at any time?
No.
That would be private, Bill? Taken by a
Yes.
private citizen?
Yes.
We're not talking cameras on the,
Right,
in the
right.
building or anything?
Yes, there were cameras on scene at the time, and so we are, as a part of the operation, so we're going over that right now. I'm not sure what it captured. We haven't reviewed that video yet, but all this video is going to be used for the district attorney to determine the lawfulness of the shooting.
There was one point somebody was saying that there was through Periscope that somebody was during that gunfire exchange.
And the information we have is there's something on Facebook. And so right now we are in the process of obtaining that video.
You mentioned that the power went out for a while. Was that because of him, or was that just something that
I
happened?
believe we cut that power off.
Oh, okay. And then you restarted. What was the purpose of that?
I'm not sure as to why they turned it back on. I don't know if it was, I think part of it was trying to again, establish that rapport with him to see if he'd be willing to enter into any kind of negotiations or conversation.
Is everybody being returned to their apartment complexes, or is an investigation still ongoing?
And the investigation is still ongoing. I would say the surrounding apartment complexes that were not associated with the initial shooting, those people have been allowed back in. Any that went out on their own and left those apartment complexes, we're allowing them back in. The main apartment complex is still pretty much cordoned off. We do have some we have some equipment in there. We're doing what we call 3D scanning of the area to give us a perfect picture of the area, what happened, where evidence is collected, that type of thing. So that process could take a number of hours. Plus, I'm sure that the fire marshal and inspectors will want to get in there and examine that room to make sure there's no structural damage to any adjoining apartments. So at this point, I believe we are working with Red Cross and other organizations to house people if they need it, if they don't have anywhere else to go. So we're trying to provide that alternate housing for them right now. My hope is that we can get people back into their apartments by sometime late this afternoon.
Besides,
Mike,
Just make sure, I'll go ahead, and I'll come back to John.
can you confirm the deceased's age is 55?
Why don't you bring that photo up again, Selena?
He was born in 57, so, date of birth.
Thank you.
John?